A is not 1. Okay, so let's say that the question we have is 2x squared plus 9x plus 10. A is 2, B is 9, and C is 10. So A times C, we want two numbers that multiply to make A times C, and A times C is 2 times 10, which is 20. Okay, we want two numbers that add to make B, and B is 9. So what are two numbers that multiply to make 20 and add to make 9? That would be 5 and 4. So in our parentheses, we'll put this 2x term into here and here. We'll put the plus 5 into here and the plus 4 into here. Okay, notice that there's one more thing that you want to do, and that is to see if in each parentheses that we have any common numbers. So 2 and 5 don't have any common numbers, so we can leave this one alone. But 2 and 4 have a common number, and that means divide out 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1x. 4 divided by 2 is 2. And there's your answer. So anytime you see a common number that you can divide out of both, make sure you do that to get a final answer. All right, let's go and take a look at a similar question. Okay, let's take a look at a question that says 6x squared plus 12x plus 6. Okay, what we notice is that 6, 12, and 6 all have a number in common, so we can pull out that number first. So the highest number that they all have in common is 6. Okay, so 6 divided by 6 is 1. X squared stays because we didn't pull out any x's because they don't have all x's. This one doesn't have an x, so we can't take out any x's. So 1x squared. 12 divided by 6 is 2. There's an x on there. And 6 divided by 6 is 1. Okay, so now that we've done that, we can factor this. So we want two numbers that multiply to make AC and add to make B. Okay, A times C is 1 times 1, and B is 2. So what are two numbers that multiply to make 1 and add to make 2? That'd be 1 and 1. Okay, so we can say that our final answer, we'll plug the 1x term into here and here, and then we'll put the 1 into here and here. And that's our final answer. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at a similar question. How about when the question says factor 3x squared minus 14x plus 8? All right, so notice that there's no numbers in common, so we're going to go straight into the AC method, the big X method. Okay, so AC, we want two numbers that multiply to make AC and add to make B. Okay, A times C is 8 times 3 times 8, which is 24. And B is negative 14. So what are two numbers that add to make negative 14 and multiply to make 24? Okay, so negative 12 minus 2 is negative 14, and negative 12 times negative 2 is positive 24. So we didn't pull anything out, so we'll put the 3x term into here and here, and we'll put the minus 12 into here and the minus 2 term into here. Notice that 3 and 12 do have a common number, so we can divide both of them by that number, and so we can take out 3 from both of them. And 3 divided by 3 is 1x. Negative 12 divided by 3 is negative 4. 3x minus 2, they don't have any common numbers, 3 and negative 2, so let's just leave it as it is, and that will be our final answer. All right, let's go and take a look at a similar question. How about when the question says something like 8x squared plus 20x plus 12? Okay, the first thing we want to see is there a common number within all three? So 8, 20, and 12 all have a common number, and that common number is 4. That means we can take out 4 from everything. So 8 divided by 4, and make sure that we are dividing when we create our new parentheses. 8 divided by 4 is 2, so 2x squared. 20 divided by 4 is 5, so 5x. 12 divided by 4 is 3, so plus 3. Okay, so now we can go ahead and create our big X, where A, C is two numbers that multiply to make 2 times 3, which is 6, and add to make 5, okay, which is B. So we want two numbers that add to make 5, okay. 2 plus 3 is 5, and 2 times 3 is 6. So we pull out a 4, so we'll write that again. We'll put the 2x term into here and here. We'll put the plus 2 term into here and the plus 3 term into here. Okay, final step, let's make sure that we can pull out anything if we can. So 2 and 2, they have a 2 in common, so let's make sure that we trash that out of there. So 2 divided by 2 is 1, 2 divided by 2 is also 1. 2x plus 3, they don't have any common numbers, so we'll leave it as 2x plus 3, and then we have our final answer.